Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be back with you here today. And man, the first place New York Yankees are in trouble. 3 losses in a row. Now they're playing the Philadelphia Athletics. They're only 3 games out. So here are at Shibe Park. 13-11 are the Athletics. 15-7 are the Yankees. And here's Carl Shibe for the Athletics. And his first pitch to Gene Woodling is hit straight back up the middle for a base hit. That'll bring up the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto. That's fouled off at the plate. And it's 0-1 the count now on Scooter. And that one's up high. 1-1 now the count on him. And that's inside. 2-1 now on Phil. And that's away. Ball 3 is a 3-1 count now on Phil. And he pops that up, and it's out wide of third base, but that's out of play. Full count now. And there's a check swing foul ball. Count remains full. And there's one that's popped up and out of play again. Still a full count. And that one is just low. Rizzuto takes first base on the walk. Here comes Tommy Henrich. Henrich up there takes a strike. 0-1 the count. And there's one fouled away. 0-2 now on Henrich. And there's a changeup, just misses. 1-2 now the count. And there's a towering fly ball over to left field. Valo's got it for the out. Woodling holds. One out here. Cliff Mapes. Mapes still hitting fourth, takes the ball. Another ball, 2-0. Mapes hitting 318. There's a swing and a miss and a strike. 2-1 the count now. That one is a check swing that didn't go around. And 3-1 count. There's a little ground ball over to Majeski. Goes over to Fox for one and on to first to Fain for the double play. Another double play turned by the Athletics, who lead the world in double plays. Eddie Juiced here, bottom of the first inning, up against Vic Raschi, and he takes a strike. 0-1 the count now on him. And there's a little ground ball over to Coleman at second. Makes the play, takes his time, throws to first for the out, one away. Hank Majeski now, and there's a fastball that's high to him. 1-0 the count. There's one hit over to center field. Cliff Mapes has it there for the out, 2 away, and here's Elmer Valo. Elmer Valo hitting 330, takes a strike, and there's a fastball for a ball, 1-1 the count. And he fouls that one back to the screen. 1-2 now the count on Valo, and there's a ball high, 2-2. There's a ball in tight, full count now on Valo, and there's ball 4. He didn't go around, and he takes first base. That'll bring up Wally Moses. Moses hitting 319, and he's got 10 RBIs, takes a ball. And another ball, 2-0 now the count on Moses. Not really a power threat, but hitting fourth in my lineup. He hits a fly ball over to right center field. Mapes has it for the out. We go to the top of the second. Jerry Coleman takes a ball inside, 1-0 the count. And there's another fastball inside, 2-0. I can always remember listening to Coleman do Padres games 3-0. I'm not from San Diego. That was back in the wonderful days, the early days of MLB's online presence back in the late 90s, early 2000s. As Coleman takes ball 4 and takes takes first base. Hank Bauer up there now, and he tries to bunt. Bunts one foul, 0-1 the count. There's a big swing and a miss, 0-2 now the count on Hank. And fouls one away. Still 0-2 the count. There's a little looper in there beyond second base and in there for a base hit. That will put Coleman up at second. Got runners on first and second now, nobody out. And here's Yogi Berra, takes a ball outside. 1-0 the count now. 1-0 on Berra. There's a fastball in there for a strike. It's 1-1 now on Yogi, and that's swung on for strike 2 and missed, 1-2. There's one ripped over to the gap in right center field, and that's going to be a double there for Berra. That will score 1, and that'll bring up Bill Johnson. And there's still nobody out here in the top of the second, and the Athletics are already starting to fall apart. So runners on a second and third there for Johnson. The infield will stay back. 1-2 now the count on Bill. And that's off the plate. 2-2 is now the count on him. And 3-2 is that one misses. Carl Shibe having some problems. And there's a hit to center field that drops right in front of Chapman for a base hit. It is now 2-0, and that'll bring up Vic Raschi. So the Athletics, this is their time to shine as Raschi takes the ball and then fouls one back, 1-1 the count. This is their time to shine. They're not doing it. 2-1 the count now, and there's a clean single to center field that will score another one. 3-0 Yankees here, and that'll bring up Gene Woodling. Still nobody out top of the second inning. There's one hit over to right center field, and that one falls in, and that's a single that scores one, sends Raschi to third. 4-0 Yankees now, and Carl Shibe is really struggling. There's a strike in there now to Phil Rizzuto, and a ball, 1-1 the count. And there's a blast deep to right field, and Moses goes back, grabs the one right in front of the wall, but it's deep enough to score Raschi. It is now 5-0 Yankees, and boy, the entire tempo and the texture of this game has changed as Henrich takes the ball, 1-0 the count, and there's another one that misses, 2-0. Ball 3 comes in there inside, 3-0 the count now on Henrich. That's at the knees for a strike. It's 3-1. And that's low and inside, but Henrich swings and misses at it. Full count now on him. And there's another foul ball. Full count still, and that's inside for ball 4. Carl Shibe has walked 3, struck out 0. He's given up 6 hits so far and 5 runs. I think they're all earned. The ERA of this game is 33.75, and he came into this with a ERA right around 3, and he's doing poorly now. Cliff Mapes takes a strike, and then another strike. 0-2 now the count on Mapes. There's a good pitch in there for a ball. 1-2 now. And there's a little high pop-up, and Majeski ends up grabbing that one for only the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Jerry Coleman. And Shibe has thrown 38 pitches this inning, and there's a ball in there to Coleman, and another ball to him, 2-0 the count. There's a strike to Coleman, 2-1 now, and there's a little line drive straight over to Juice at short for the out. We go to the bottom of the second. The Yankees bat around, score 5 runs, and get all 6 hits. I think all 6 hits in that inning. Here's Ferris Fain, who fouls one away. 1-1 the count now. That's lifted foul and back and out of play. 1-2 now the count on Fain. And 2-2 as he held up in time on that one. 2-2 the count, and he goes around to that one and strikes out. First strikeout of the game for Vic Raschi, and that'll bring up Sam Chapman. Now, this game's not over yet as Chapman takes the ball and fouls one off. 1-1 the count. We've seen in this replay bigger comebacks than this already, and we're only in mid-May. 3-1 the count now on Sam Chapman, and that one's low and away for ball 4, and that'll bring up Nellie Fox here. Runner on first base. 5-0 Yankees. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Fox takes the strike. There's one low and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. That's a fastball high. 2-1 the count on him, and that one's away for a ball. Ball 3. There's the almost automatic strike. Full count now on Fox, and he pops one up back of first base Henrich there to make the catch for the out. 2 away, and here is Joe Astruth. Astruth takes the strike. 0-1 the count, and there's a fastball below the knees for balls. 1-1, and that one's lined down the third base line, just foul. 1-2 now the count on Joe. And there's a swing, and he fouled that one back. Barra couldn't hold on. Still 1-2 the count. There's ball 2. 2-2 now to Astruth. And there's a little ground ball through the hole in the left field for a base hit. Chapman, we're going to play it safe with him with the 5-0 deficit. That'll bring up Carl Scheib. I'm going to let him go ahead and hit for himself. Might as well. And what does he do? It's a little ground ball straight to Rizzuto. Flips over to Coleman for the out. We go to the top of the third. Now Scheib. Carl, I hope you don't make me regret that. 1-1 now the count on Hank Bauer here. Top of the third. Nobody on. That's fouled back. It's a 1-2 count on him now. And there's a strike 3 there on the inside corner. So Scheib gets his first strike out of the game, and that'll bring up Yogi Berra. There's a ball in there to Berra. 1-0 the count. That's inside and fouled away. 1-1 now the count on Yogi. That's high and inside for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count on him. And there's ball 3 outside. 3-1 the count. That one's just inside for ball 4. Scheib has walked 4 so far, and that'll bring up Bill Johnson, who fouls one away and takes a strike in the outside corner. 0-2 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Majeski. Throws over to Fox for 1 and on over to first for the double play. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Yankees, and the Athletics are still turning those double plays. I told you there's a lot of there are quite a few double plays that are being hit here in the favor of the Athletics. And that's one of those things that we kind of worry about a little bit, because we do want to make sure that they get their share of double plays. If this team starts setting insane records for double plays, then we have a problem. So as I'm going to put this little play-by-play color in here for safekeeping for the future. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. The count now on Juiced is 0-1, and here comes the next pitch from Raschi, and that's fouled. 0-2 now the count on him. It's hit over to right field, and that's a catch made by Hank Bauer there for the first out. 1 away, and here comes Hank Majeski. Majeski takes the ball low, and there's a foul ball. 1-1 now the count on Hank. And there's a strike in there to him. It's 1-2 now. That's foul back. Still 1-2 on Majeski. And there's a little ground ball over to a Coleman at second. Makes the play, throws to first for the out. 2 away. Here's Elmer Vallo. He takes a fastball high. 1-0 the count. There's one hit deep to right field. Bauer goes back and grabs it for the out. So we go to the top of the fourth as Vic Raschi's up there again. He takes the ball. Raschi had a hit last time, so 1 for 1 today. There's a little ground ball in the 2-0 count to Hank Majeski at third. Makes the play and throws to first for the out. 1 away. And that'll bring up Gene Woodling. Woodling up there will take a ball high and outside, and then hits one down the right field line, but just foul. 1-1 the count now. 2-1 is that one dropped off the table, and there's ball 3, and Scheib is upset about all these balls. It's a foul ball down the third base line. Majeski just can't get there in time. Full count now. And there's one fouled straight back. Still full count on Woodling. And it's fouled at the plate. The count remains full, and that one misses, and Scheib has given up 5 walks today. Woodling's 2 for 2. He's been on every single time. We're only in the top of the fourth. Phil Rizzuto up there now takes the ball. 1-0 the count. Rizzuto hasn't had an official at-bat. Takes another ball, 2-0 the count. And there's a base hit into right field, and Woodling goes all the way around to third. Carl Scheib is probably not going to last very long here. Here comes Tommy Henrich. So he takes the ball high, 1-0 the count. There's a shot to second base, and Fox has it and flips over to Juice for 1, and they go to first for the double play, third of the game for the Athletics. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, and here's Wally Moses. 5-0 still Yankees. There's a ball up high to Moses, 1-0 the count. There's one foul back. It's 1-1. Ball 2 comes in there. 2-1 now the count on Wally, and that's fouled away. 2-2 now the count on him. There's a ball high. It's a full count now on Wally Moses, and there's a breaking ball up and in there for ball 4, and that means Ferris Fain is up there now. And normally we would try to do a little bit of bunting, a little bit of action with Fain, but not down by 5. Doesn't make sense. He fouls one back. 0-1 the count on him. Takes inside on that one. It's a 1-1 count now in Ferris. There's a swing and a miss. The count 1-2. And fouls that one off. 1-2 still. And there's one hit deep to right field. Bauer goes back and makes that play right at the wall for the out. One away. Sam Chapman comes up there now and looks at that big breaking ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count now. And that's in tight for a ball. 2-0 now the count. And there's one high and inside. Ball 3 on Chapman. And there's a strike, swing and a miss by Chapman as he chased that one. And there's a breaking ball wide, and that means there are runners on at first and second now for Nellie Fox. Fox hitting .261 this season so far. Takes the ball low, and there's a base hit in the left field. And we're going to play it safe here, I think. We'll play it safe. And so that loads the bases here for Joe Astruth and the pinch hitter for Shive, who's not going to be in there for long. Astruth takes a strike, 0-1 the count. There's a wild pitch, and Berra couldn't do anything with that one at all, and that will score the run. So it's a 5-1 ball game. I told you, there's always a chance. There's always something that could happen. You never know. And it's a 5-1 lead, and there are still runners on at second and third. That breaks up the double play possibility, and that makes this a 5-1 ball game. And this is still within reach and is still within distance. It's so easy after playing so many 1908 games to get used to leads of more than 2 being insurmountable. 2-2 now the count on Astruth. So he fouls one back, still 2-2, and that's high. Full count now on Joe. There's one hit over to center field, and boy, Mapes had to run back and leap for that one. That allows both runners to move up. It's 5-2. Carl Scheib up there now, 2 outs. We're not letting him hit for himself. We're going to put in, we'll put in Pete Suter in to hit for him. And we'll see what we have to do when we get to the top of the 5th. So Scheib, as Suter hits a little foul ball back behind third base, and that is caught for the out. Scheib ends up only lasting 4 innings in this game. Will not be able to win it at least. And who are we going to put in? This is a good question. Who are we going to put in? I think we're going to put in Bobby Shantz, who I think can actually pitch here in a relief role, and see if he does a little bit better. This might screw up the rotation. We'll worry about that a little bit later. There's a ball in there to Mapes. 1-0 the count. It's one of those things where you put it on the card as Eddie Juice takes the pop fly for the first out. Here's Jerry Coleman. You put it on the credit card. You figure out how to pay for that one later. Not a great plan, but you have to do it at the time. 1-1 now the count on Coleman. And that's low. 2-1 now the count on Jerry. And there's a drive deep to left field, and that is over the wall for a home run. And boy, I tell you, the problem is Bobby Shantz has to get guys out, and there's ball 1 there to Hank Bauer. 6-2 now, Yankees the score, and there's a ground ball over to Juice, makes the play, throws to first for the out. 2 away. Here's Yogi Berra. It's one hit by the mound over to Juice, makes the play, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Eddie Juice to lead this off. Takes the ball inside and a ball high. 2-0 the count now on Juice. And there's a fastball up and in. 3-0 now the count on him, and it's 3-1 as that one's in there. And that was a pitch up and in for ball 4. That'll bring up Hank Majewski, runner on at first base. And let's see if we can get something to happen. That one's hammered down the left field line, rather. A ground ball over to Johnson, who makes the play, only play his first base, and he throws to first for the out. Allows Juice to move up on that hit and run. Here comes Elmer Vallo. Runner in scoring position and 1 out here, bottom of the 5th, 6-2 ball game. 1-1 now the count on Vallo. And there's a little pop foul over to Henrik. The first baseman makes the catch in foul territory for the out. 2 away, and here's Wally Moses, who takes the ball inside. 1-0 the count. There's one off the plate, 2-0 now the count on Moses, and it's 2-1 as that one was inside just under the arms. 2-1 now. So fastball low, 3-1 the count, and that one's hit over to left field. That's in there for a base hit, and that will score the runner. Moses ends up on at first base. It's a 6-3 ball game. Like I said, this is within reach. Ignore the fact that Philadelphia only has 3 hits in this game. Rashi's been giving up 5 walks so far, giving up walks like it's going out of style. 1-0 the count now on Fain. Hits one up to Rizzuto at short, makes the flip over to Coleman at second for the out. We go to the top of the 6th. Bobby Shantz still in there, and there's a little ground ball over to Juice to short, makes the play over to first for the first out. Vic Rashi now. There's a strike in there to Rashi. I tell you, you don't want to say what might have been, but if it wasn't for that home run, this would be a 5-3 game. It would be very close. Vic Rashi now with a 1-2 count, and he fouls another one back. The count remains 1-2. A little ground ball over to Juice to short, makes the play and throws to first for the out. 2 away. Here's Gene Woodling. There's a fastball up and in for ball 1, 1-0 the count. And there's another one up and in. It's 2-0 to Woodling. And there's a strike in the inside corner. 2-1 the count on him now. That's wide. 3-1 now the count on Gene. And there's a curveball that's low, and that's a walk. And here comes Phil Rizzuto. Woodling's been up and on base every time today, and so is the Scooter. 1-1 now the count on Rizzuto. And 2-1 as that one was up and in. And there's a breaking ball that misses. 3-1 the count now on Rizzuto. There's ball 4 off the plate, and so Rizzuto also has been on every single time this game. There's a ground ball over to, I'm going to say into Majewski, but no, it's actually Chance, the pitcher, who goes over and grabs that one on the right side, and he throws over to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes Sam Chapman. And there's a little foul ball out of play from Chapman, 0-1 the count. And there's an inside fastball for a ball, 1-1 now. There's one high for ball 2, 2-1 the count now on Chapman, and that's a swing and a miss at a fastball. It's 2-2, and he holds up on that one. Full count now on Sam. He swings and misses that one for strike 3, 1 away, and here comes Nellie Fox. There's a strike in there, big fat one, 0-1 the count, and there's a fastball high, 1-1 the count now on Fox. 2-1 as that one was outside, and there's a fastball in there for a strike, 2-2 now the count. 3-2 as that one is low. And that one's wide of the strike zone. It's ball 4. Rashi's given up 6 walks, 100 pitches so far today. Here's Joe Astruth. And he takes a strike in the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Count remains 0-1, and he swings and misses a 1. 0-2 now. It fouls another one off, still 0-2. And there's a ball low and away, 1-2 now. And there's one outside, 2-2 the count. That's way outside, full count now on Astruth. And there's a little ground ball over to Rizzuto. He grabs that one, takes one, gets one himself, throws over to first, and that's a double play. We go to the top of the 7th, and here's Cliff Mapes. So the Athletics getting closer and closer, but just can't get those runs across. Mapes takes a 2-0 pitch, hits it right up the middle for a single, and he is 1 for 4 now today. Here's Jerry Coleman now. There's a little, was that a bunt? It was a bunt down to the third base line, and it was Majewski making the play and throwing over to Nellie Fox, covering over at first. Mapes goes up to second on that one. Hank Bauer now takes a strike, 0-1 the count. 1-1 as that one misses. And there's a little ground ball over to Juice to short, makes the play and throws over to first for the out. Mapes moves up to third, and here's Yogi Berra. There's a ball low and away to Berra, 1-0 the count. Another one low and away, 2-0 now the count. 3-0 as that one bounced in there. And there's ball 4 down and in, and that will walk him, and here comes Bill Johnson. Ball low and away to Johnson. There's a strike to him, 1-1 the count. And there's a line drive over to the gap in left center field. That'll score 1. Send Barrow all the way over to third. 7-3 Yankees. And here's Vic Raschi who's staying in there. It's a knuckler in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Another one in the dirt. 2-0 now. Chance is not going to last beyond this inning, I'll tell you that. 3-0 now the count on Vic Raschi. And there's a strike in there to him. It's 3-1 now. There's a bouncer over to Majewski, and he goes the easy way to second base for the out. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and here is Chance. We are not going to let him hit, and we're going to put, I think we're going to put Taffy Wright in there as the pinch hitter. I know we've used him before. Used him, looks like he's got 2 at-bats. I don't know how many plate appearances it is. I'm guessing only 2, and there's a base hit on the 1-0 pitch over to right field. And the Athletics might have something happening. Remember, it's only a 7-3 deficit. Here comes Eddie Juice. They can make this one up. Strike 1 as Juice went around to that one. 0-1 the count. 1-1 now. Juice, 10 home runs this season. Hits a little fly ball over to Mapes in center field. That's not deep enough, and that will be the first out. Here comes Hank Majewski. Run at first base on 1 out. There's a ball high to Majewski. 1-1 the count on him. Here's a pop-up over real high, and Berra, the catcher, has it for the out 2 away. Here's Elmer Vallo. Fouls that one away. 0-1 the count. 1-1 now to Vallo. And that's really high for ball 2. 2-1 the count. There's ball 3 in there. It's a 3-1 count on Elmer. And the count remains full count on him. And there's a pitch down and away, and that's a walk. And so that'll bring up Wally Moses now with runners on at first and second. This might happen. 7 walks by Raschi so far, and there's a ball on the outside and the inside edge rather. 1-1 the count. And that one's fouled away. 1-2 the count now on Wally Moses. And there's a strikeout in the inside edge, and we go to the top of the 8th inning. And it's going to be Bubba Harris again. I remember we had him pitch this the other day, and we'll see how this works. Bubba Harris comes in there. 1-0 record so far, and there's a ball in there to Gene Woodling. 1-0 the count. 2-0 as he misses with that one. There's a roller past Harris, and that's going to end up being a single. Infield hit there for Woodling. Yeah, I tell you, the difference here is that Woodling and Rizzuto have been on base every single time, whereas for the Athletics, you look at the top of this order, they haven't had much by way of base hits or guys getting on base. There's been a little bit of that, but nothing like what the Yankees have done. Rizzuto fouls one away, but no catch on that one. 0-1 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Majewski, and he throws over to first for the out. Woodling moves up to second, 1 away. Here's Tommy Henrich. Takes the ball in there tight, 1-0 the count. Fouls one back. It's 1-1. And there's ball 2 in there. 2-1 the count now on Henrich, and it's a 3-1 count as that one door wasn't open. Ground ball down to Majewski, and he makes the play, looks Woodling back, throws over to first for the out, 2 away, and here's Cliff Mapes. takes a ball low and outside, and then hits a high drive down the right field line, going, and that one is gone. And Cliff Mapes, the great channel hero and hero of the blog, has done what he does so well. 9-3 now Yankees, and Mapes is making everybody forget about Joe DiMaggio. Jerry Coleman up there now is a 2-1 count on him. And there's another hit over to right field. And, boy, this is what I was worried about when we chose Bubba Harris. Here's Hank Bauer, who takes a strike and then a ball, 1-1 the count on him. And he swings and misses at that one. It's 1-2. And there's a line drive through Nellie Fox for a base hit. And that'll bring up Yogi Berra. 9-3 Yankees. And this game has been blown up. 1-1 now the count on Yogi. He hits one deep over to right field, and Moses has it for the out. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and here comes Ferris Fain. And it's all over but the shouting, I'm sorry to say. 2-0 now the count on Ferris. And there's a breaking ball high. 3-0 is the count on him now, and that's a fastball high, and so he'll take his base. He's a runner on at first, and here's Sam Chapman, who takes a strike. 8 walks by Rashi so far. There's another strike to Chapman, 0-2 the count. There's a ball high, 1-2 now the count. There's a little ground ball over Rizzuto at short. Goes over to Coleman for 1, back onto first for the double play. And here comes Nellie Fox. 2 double plays if my count is right for the Yankees. 1-1 the count on Fox. 1-2 now. That's fouled away. Still 1-2. And there's a fastball that's fought off to stay alive. Still 1-2. And there's one outside for a ball. 2-2 the count on him. And there's a swing and a miss. And that's strikeout number 4 for Rashi. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Let's see if Bubba can get 3 more outs. There's a ball in there to Bill Johnson, and another ball outside, 2-0 the count, and that's too far inside. It's a 3-0 count on him, and there's a strike, 3-1. There's a little liner over to center field. Sam Chapman's got it for the out, 1 away. Vic Rashi up there now hits for himself, takes the ball, and a strike, 1-1 the count. And there's a ball in there to him, 2-1, and that's outside for another ball, 3-1, and that one's up high. Bubba Harris walking the pitcher, 7th walk given up so far this season. There's a little ground ball over to Harris. Harris goes over to Juice for 1 and back over to Fain at first for the double play. We go to the bottom of the 9th. I think that's 4 double plays by the Athletics. Joe Astruth now takes the strike, 0-1 the count. 1-1 as that one was inside. 1-1 the count now on Joe, and there's a little numbered foul, 1-2. And there's a base hit cleanly into center field, and so we're going to take Harris out of this one just in case something fun happens. We're going to put Davis in there. I think Todd Davis with only 1 D. And there's this fastball in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. And there's one foul back to the left, 0-2 now the count on Davis, bottom of the 9th. Down by 6, 1-2 now, 2-2 is the count. And there's a ground ball over third base, and that one's a fair ball. And we're going to try to see if Astruth will score. And here comes the play to the plate, and Woodling throws him out. Have a heart, man. 9-3 the score remains, and here's Eddie Juice. And the Athletics are not going to win this game. Not with stuff like that happening. 1-1 the count now on Eddie. And there's a strike in there. It's 1-2 now on Juiced. There's a fastball high. 2-2 is the count now on Juiced. And there's strike 3 called into the zone, 2 away. And here's Hank Majeski. And there's one that's hit hard, and that's by Johnson at third. And we're going to have Davis try to score. Might as well. Comes to throw home. Majeski will play it safe. And he is safe at the plate, and that makes it a 9-4 ball game. So we tried Woodling's arm again. This time we got away with it. Here comes Elmer Vallo. And he takes a strike and a ball. 1-1 the count now on Vallo, and there's 1 low and away. 2-1 now the count on him, and that's 1 low. 3-1 the count. And here it goes now, and there's ball 4 up high, and that's walk number 9 by Rashi. And Casey Stengel can't take it anymore. Is it Casey? I think it is, 1949. And so Joe Page comes in there to pitch up against Wally Moses. Try, I guess, for the one out save, 1 batter save. There's ball 1 in there to Moses, and 1 on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1, and that one's hit to right field for a base hit. That'll score another one. It's 9-5, and here comes Ferris Fain, 9-5. There's a ball in there to Fain, 1-0 the count. Another ball off the plate, 2-0. And there's ball 3, and that one didn't even come close to getting in there. That one only went 56 feet, and that makes it a 9-6 ball game. And that was another example, by the way, of a fairly poor play, as that pitch by Page didn't go anywhere. It's almost like, there was a player standing in front of him. I just keep thinking about, because one of my other projects is to play Football Manager, right? I keep thinking about when you get the defender running right in front of you as you try to shoot. That's what happened to that ball. It went about a lot of nowhere, and there's a walk to Fain. That'll bring up Sam Chapman. 2 outs here still. 9-6 is the score. Chapman with runners on first and second. He's a potential tying run. Takes the ball and looks at a strike. 1-1 the count now on Sam. And there's a ball 2 in there to him. 2-1 now the count. There's a little ground ball over to the right side, and that's an awful, awful error there by Henrik. Henrik has it, and then he tries to throw it, and then he drops it, doesn't know what to do with it, and that's an error. That's an awful play by Henrik. We've had a number of really bad plays here in this inning by the Yankees, and that brings up none other than Nellie Fox. Can you imagine this? Nellie Fox has come up here in this game, representing the potential winning run for the Athletics. 9-6 the score, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Here is Fox. No home runs in real life, by the way. 1-0 the count. 2-0 now as that one's high. 2-0 pitches in there for ball 3. He's going to be taking this one, and that hits the glove for a strike. 3-1 the count now on Fox. And that's low and outside, and he's walked in the run, and it's a 9-7 ball game. So that's interesting to see how that one works, and this will bring up Joe Astruth, who's 2 for 3 today, having a pretty good game. So, boy, this game, all of a sudden, after having not been close the whole time, all of a sudden here at the end, this game looks like it might do something, but it might not. Who knows? Winning run, tying run is Chapman. Fain's run doesn't count for that much. Chapman's the tying run. Potential winning run is Nellie Fox. We have Joe Astruth, and then we still have the same pinch hitter up there as we've batted around. There's a ball in there to Astruth, 1-0 the count, and there's a strike to him, 1-1 now the count. And there's a strike in there again. 1-2 now is the count on Astruth. And he swings and misses at that one. And that ball was dropped by Berra, but he grabs it and tags him out for the final out. The final score of this one, Yankees 9, Athletics 7. Philadelphia with a huge comeback, or an attempt at a comeback there at the very end, and it just didn't happen. Sure hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will come with you again tomorrow with another one of these games. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.